everyone, it's Morgan from For Love of Paper, and I am here with project number 2 for Kitaholic Kits using the July kits, which are based on the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Collection Boys Rule, which is perfect for me having two boys. I'm getting lots of use out of this kit, which is amazing. I've got lots of scrapping done over the last weekend, so I'm catching up slowly but surely. I had hardly scrapped any of Roman's baby photos, so I'm getting a chance, which is amazing. And this is one of those photos. This was actually 2 photos. I was going to use one photo to start with that you saw at the beginning, and then I sort of changed my design idea as I was cutting my papers, and I switched to 2 smaller photos, and they're both of Roman when he was newborn and Sam holding him. It was when Sam came up to the hospital and was the first time he met his little baby brother. So there's some pretty special photos, and I really like them, and it's about time I got them scrapped because, you know, he's well over a year old now and I've been a bit slack. And I've printed them black and white just because I like black and white photos, and they don't clash with the papers and whatnot, even though their kids were actually wearing black and white anyway, so it would have been all right. But I just prefer that sort of a look on my pages. So I've trimmed them down to I think one of them's 2 6/8 of quarter square, and the other one is 2 6/8 by 3 6/8. Don't know why I'm using inches on this particular one, but I was, so I don't know what it is in centimeters because I wasn't using that for some strange reason. So I trimmed those down to that size. Then I got a piece of black cardstock and put a photo mat behind each photo. It is see, this is when I switched to, no, I didn't. I think I put another 1/16 of an inch border around the edge, so it was only a little tiny border around both of those photos. And at the beginning I cut a 12 by 3 strip of the blue on blue with the geometric shapes, that paper, and then I cut another strip that was about 1.5 centimeters. I switched between all these different measurements of the white paper with the black positive signs on it, so just a thin strip of that. And I wanted to do a little bit of a grid pattern, and I was going to do 2 by 3, which you see me set up here in a minute, but I do change that. Up. So I got a bit of white cardstock. This was just an A4 piece of cardstock that I had before, and I can't remember what I trimmed that down to, but it was big enough to fit both the photos side by side with a little, probably about 1 millimeter gap in between. And then I cut out these extra 2 little squares so that I could line it up. And I end up just pulling those off a little bit later. You'll see that. Now, I was inspired by something that I saw on Instagram, but I cannot remember what it was. I didn't actually save it. I was just sort of scrolling through Instagram, and I saw an image and went, oh yeah, that's cool, and kept on scrolling. But then the image sort of stuck in my head, and I cannot remember whose it was, so I can't give credit to who I had seen. I'd done a layout kind of similar-ish to this, but I was inspired by something else I had seen. I did go back and try and look through my feed, but because Instagram's not in order anymore, which is annoying and ridiculous, but that's a whole nother argument, I couldn't go back and find who it was, which is frustrating. So now I'm sticking these 2 pieces down. They're pretty much in the middle of the page. I didn't really measure it, I don't think. So it's it's the middle-ish of the page. And I stuck the white strip down and then the blue over the top and just trimmed off the excess. It was a little bit longer than my 12 by 12 paper. And going back to my big photo mat, see, this is where I'd had the 3 by 2, and then I decided that it was too big and it took up too much of the page, and I lost the blue strip underneath more than I wanted to, so I went back to a 2 by 2. What else did I add to this one? I think I'd put some embellishments on the side. You can just see on the right hand side of the screen there's a couple of embellishments in a little pile. I had got those out before I started this layout. I tend to sort of go through my embellishments and pull out what I might use, usually at the beginning. I just find it easier than then having to rummage through everything later on. I mean, I still usually end up doing that, let's be honest, but yeah, that's what I had done. And this was a leftover piece from the previous layout that you would have seen last week, and that I'd done my test on for the green border. So I just cut that down into another little square and put that in the spot there. Sorry, I've got a little bit of not a sore throat, but it feels like there's something stuck in the back of my throat, so I'm just coughing a little bit, sorry. And I love this piece of pattern paper. I had a really hard time deciding which pieces I wanted to use, and I also like the wood grain on the reverse side as well. It was tough to actually cut it up because I did want to do a whole layout with just that wood grain, but never mind. I chopped into it, so I might just use the wood grain as a little bit of a photo mat or a background piece in another layout. But I really liked this star piece. I thought it fitted nicely with the photos, and also that the white piece with the positive signs on it as well. So I trimmed that down to the same size as my larger photo. Actually, I remember another reason why I printed these in black and white. The photo in the top, the larger one, was taken on my husband's phone, so it's pretty decent quality. The other one was taken on, I think my mother-in-law took that photo, and it was on her phone, and her phone's, the quality's not as good. So printing in black and white, you don't, sorry, it kind of reduces or increases the quality. I don't know. It makes the photo look better. I don't actually know the words I'm trying to say. It's still early in the morning. I haven't properly awoken yet, I don't think. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit rambly. Now I'm trying to work out my title, and I had all these pieces that were like the best day ever, best ever, things like that. And I knew I wanted my title to be something along those lines. So I end up using the ever from the little banner, and then the chipboard word that says best. And I do come back later on and put day in there, so it does, my title does end up being best day ever. And I love that wooden frame, and I have to use more, not wooden, chipboard frame. I have to use frames more. I have got so many frames. I've got a whole box of frames, and I need to use them more. And this is one of the instances where I've pulled one out to use. So I'm going to frame that photo at the top. It does fit around the square photo, but I actually preferred it around this one. So these were the embellishments that I had pulled out to use on this layout, and just sort of dotting them around the page, seeing where they could fit. So I've got Happy Day, which was, I think, from the exclusive pack. Then this one says documented, the little banner, and then the little tag as well. So I think at this point I've got them kind of where I want them all to go. Now it's just a matter of gluing them down and finishing off the page. I think this layout took me about half an hour, so it wasn't a very long layout. It actually might not have been even half an hour. So getting all these little green hearts. I love these little green hearts. And I know other people got different colors. There was some blue ones and some orange ones I'd seen a couple of the other girls get. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm really happy with the green. I've kind of used that as my accent color, because most of this page is black and white and blue. And it's quite a dark blue. So the little pops of green really just finish it off, I think. And now I am sticking everything down. Oh, that's the little arrow. And I think most of these things are from the exclusive die cut pack, which is pretty cool. I really do love getting those because it's something different, and you know you're not going to get it anywhere else, and it's pretty exciting. I really like them. And in hindsight, I should have punched a hole in that tag and added a bit of twine or something to it, but I didn't. I may go back and do that. And then I got glue all over my fingers, which, you know, life of a crafter. I can't remember what that little banner says that I'd stuck on the bottom of the photo. I don't know. But looking back at that photo, Sam was just so smitten with his little baby brother. He was so excited to come up to the hospital and see him, and I think he wanted to take him home right there and then. And then I tried to get that little green clear sticker on, but I don't know, I didn't quite like the way it looked, so it doesn't make it onto the layout. I tend to do that a lot with my layouts. Do I leave that? I think that says love. Oh, I end up using that love. I put it up in the top left hand corner a little bit later on, I think. Sorry, my kids are playing in the bedroom, so if you can hear the banging, that's them opening and shutting the door. Probably not the safest game to play, but never mind. No one's crying, so it's all good for now. And this is quite a flat sort of a layout. I didn't really do anything too bulky. I didn't put foam tape on anything. So it's quite a flat one, which is nice. It's nice to have those throughout the album. Yeah, I know most of my layouts are pretty flat, but quite often I add like flare badges or wood veneer, and it does make the layout quite chunky. So this was a nice flat one. Now I'm using the thin blue washi that came in the embellishment kit, and I'm just adding those two little words that I had taken out before. One says love, brothers and love, and a little heart and a little enamel dot. And this one says documented, and I just cut the little flag bits off the side and just used it as a little banner. Documented happy day. And what else do I add to this one? A border. So I just got out one of my what are they? I can't remember what sort of pens they are. They're like just a green, it's a lime green pen, but I can't remember what the technical name for them is. Like a gel pen, I suppose. But it matched with those little hearts. The colors matched perfectly. And then these were just some stickers from my stash. They are from the Made of Awesome collection, which is also by Coco Vanilla Studio, and use them to spell out day to finish off my title. And I don't think I do any journaling on this page. No, I think I might put the date on there later somewhere, but that's about it. So as per my last layout, I just add a few little splatters of black, and then I also add some green ones in as well. If you watched my previous video, I pretty much did the same as that, and called this layout done. You'll see a link below to Kitaholic Kits. You can come over and join our Facebook page, or go and check out the website. There's lots in the store for you to get your hands on, and I will catch you next time. Bye.